6 minutes or meme stock rallies actually good for the markets?
Wanted to talk to both of you. JJ, let's start with you if I could, just to understand how much of this you actually think is the retail trading base and how much you think is the professional institutional trading base effectively either riding this wave or trying to take advantage of the retailers.
Well, you know, it's very tough to say which one is which, Andrew. Obviously, they have been very popular with our clients overall. You know, I look at what we saw in AMC, and you and I talked about this about a week and a half ago. And AMC, particularly, you know, it traded significantly more. Particularly, what's interesting to me is the trading really started to pick up on Thursday and Friday, particularly with a buying bias. Tuesday was a little bit lighter, and then yesterday, of course, was just absolutely insane. BlackBerry is another one. BlackBerry yesterday traded 20 times what it traded in mid-May in terms of our stock volume, more than 10 times what it traded in options volume. So there's definitely interest. But again, the interesting thing is with all the stocks that were, you know, in these meme stocks yesterday, the GameStops, AMCs, BlackBerries, they all were really picked up their buying on Thursday and Friday. Actually, Tuesday was a little bit more of a, I'll say flat in terms of not quite as big a buying bias. And then yesterday, all of them had a bit more of a buying bias to them as the volume really surged.
Hey, JJ, real quick before I get to Gunjan, is there any risk that firms like yours or Robinhood or some other brokerage firm is not going to be able to handle the volume, that we're going to see a situation similar to GameStop where effectively the amount of collateral that's required to put up effectively puts some of these stocks into a holding pattern?
Well, you know, the one thing I would say, Andrew, is everybody learned some lessons from January. Our risk teams always do a phenomenal job, but days like yesterday and all through the week do an amazing job of keeping our clients in check, so to speak, making sure that both the client and the firm is protected. So I can't speak for other firms, obviously, but I will say our risk teams were well ahead of this as we keep, you know, we saw that surge on Thursday and Friday and started to get out in front of this.
Okay, so JJ, you'll speak for TD. I'm going to go to Gunjan. Speak to the industry. This issue, Gunjan. What's the risk that a Robinhood or some other firm says, you know what, no mas, we can't do this anymore?
Sure. So clearly this meme stock mania has only gotten bigger since January when Robinhood first has had those issues, right? Many people thought that it would actually dissipate and it would be old news by now. But the mania has gotten even bigger and options activity has been through the roof. Stock activity has been through the roof. You know, I'll let JJ speak to the risks for the industry, but it certainly does seem like many brokers did learn their lessons from earlier in the year.
And how much do we think this is a function just of the options trade at this point?
Look, the options activity is a key ingredient here. I've been following this market for a few years, and I've never seen this much interest in options trading. Options activity on AMC hit a record high yesterday. So that's above the levels that we saw earlier in the year when the GameStop frenzy was first starting. And it shows you how this movement has grown. And people are looking to lottery ticket bets on AMC. You know, they're trying to double, triple, and maybe even quadruple their money within days or even hours through these call options tied to the stock jumping even higher. And it's up another, 20% pre-market right now.
JJ, is this ultimately good or bad for the markets, for the economy, for the system? Because I have to imagine when this is all over that regulators are either going to try to regulate this kind of speculation and trading out of the system, or I think to the extent you believe that some of these traders are trying to demonstrate that the whole system is manipulated, that it blows up the system unto itself.
Well, Andrew, I would say this. So first of all, I think the fact that so many people have become interested in the market long term is an absolutely great thing. Now, with that said, it does make me a little bit fearful that people don't fully understand the products they're using. Now, most firms do have some sort of a tiering system to show that you have some experience before you go in and trade. You have proper capitalization, et cetera, particularly on options. You know, I've traded options professionally my entire life.
Right.
I think they're wonderful tools, but just like any tool, if you don't know how to use it, it can burn. You know, if I don't know how to use fire, things are going to turn out pretty poorly. If I get educated on it, it's an amazing tool. So that's why we do spend so much time on education. I do think that, you know, again, you want to reinforce this isn't gambling. This is about understanding what can happen to your money. I truly.
So that was TD Ameritrade's CEO. And you're seeing actually that we are finally in the memes galore, apes galore. Welcome to Planet of the Apes. In fact, the memes are actually already highlighting Sundial as their next target. If it hasn't, actually it's already risen, but we're going to discuss all of these meme stocks. So thrill-seeking traders send meme stocks soaring as crypto tumbles. As you well know, about a month ago, cryptocurrencies have been falling, and with that fall, the money actually rotated where else but actually to the highest risk components of the market, which are your short squeeze candidates. Stocks that have a huge short interest are being sent to the moon, sending meme stocks soaring, amateur investors buying options, call options, making 10x, 50x in a matter of days, weeks, sometimes hours, depending how near-term the expiry dates were. I remember that actually one of our traders, one of our Awesome10X members said that the $27 call options of AMC around Wednesday went from 3 cents to something like $50, sorry, or something like $5. So that's like actually I'm not sure if it was $5, but I think it was like 60x in a day. So in a single day, because that $27 call option would have expired worthless, except the fact that on that day AMC shot up above 20, going to as high as 40, and you know what happened? It went even as high as 70 plus. So definitely there are some amazing movements in a lot of call options, and that is what is inspiring a lot of retail investors. And what a while ago that they were saying, if you thought that the January flames were over, it's just gotten bigger. So a lot of the brokerage firms have learned their lessons, and we will actually share to you what has happened over the span of about 5 months. So just like GME, you've got AMC to the moon posters, Vegas billboards look like these. Investors are called apes, and AMC Army. Save the movies, save AMC. In fact, because of the Reddits and the Wall Street bets, definitively AMC is already out of bankruptcy and is now $31 billion. They've already paid their debts by selling 11.5 million shares just a day ago to save the company from bankruptcy, and it's actually now awash with cash. AMC to the moon, City of Las Vegas. YOLO. And while the winners have been, actually this time, it wasn't just retail investors winning. We could actually see some hedge fund managers actually winning a huge lot on this pump. And also, of course, the company AMC is a huge winner here. Adam Aaron will share to you the news. Filed to sell up to 11.5 million shares, and at the $50-$60 price, getting basically all their debts are closed. So all their debts are gone in just this huge wave of short seller pain. So take note, AMC, BlackBerry, GameStop, a lot of other stocks actually followed suit. Now, TD Ameritrade CEO is warning meme stocks traders could rip their arms off if they're leveraged. And however, if they're like betting like a casino, wherein I bet $1,000 call options on AMC or GME or BBBY or BlackBerry or any of these cannabis names, seems like the markets generally got a lot of interest from Americans, and not even Americans, but also the entire world. We're seeing Koreans, Chinese, and it's been sending the shares of brokerage firms actually up. Like last night, we saw Futu Tiger going up, specifically Tiger. IBKR was also shooting up, which tells us that the brokerage firms are raking it big on all of these option trades, options and stock movements. Okay, so Wall Street analysts, however, the fundamentals are saying that they foresee a 40% pop or drop in the average meme stock, led, of course, by an AMC wipeout. So let's take a look, though. When you look at the options trading of AMC Entertainment, you could see that the shares held of the AMC's 300 million shares right now, which is now being traded, actually a lot of it is owned by institutions. So you're seeing right now that the pump is not necessarily retail frenzy. You actually have a lot of hedge funds making money. Either they're buying and selling, and I could say that they're long. Actually, it's not really the retail who has the shares. I'd say even that the GME losses that some of these hedge fund managers could have gotten was offset by these AMC gains. You could see that the ownership of BlackRock is as much as 28 million shares. There are these hedge funds, even the California State Teachers Retirement Fund has about $6 million worth of AMC stock prior to the pump. So a few weeks before the actual pump. Now, of course, Mudrick Capital traded it successfully, buying high, selling higher, netting a huge amount of money. Stock surges as hedge fund buys and then sells that stake. So they're pumping and dumping it, basically. You could see that the signals are showing to you that from April all the way to May, the contracts of shares are being bought wildly. I wouldn't think that these shares were actually being bought by retail investors, from 8 million to as much as about $600 million of total call options. Take a look. These are $380,000, 380,000 contracts, up significantly all throughout the months. So we are really seeing that the thrill seekers, and it looks like hedge fund managers are actually aware that the crypto investors are going to go to the memes, and went ahead and front ran, or rather rode the ride with them. So this was a bullish move wherein, while there are, of course, also hedge fund managers that are also caught in the wrong side, this is not a purely retail move. We're seeing from the options movement, this is also institutional pumping. Now, what is a meme stock? For those who don't know, a meme stock is generally called a stock that has seen an increase, unusual volume, not because of a company's fundamental performance, but because of hype. Social media, online forums like Reddit in particular. In fact, when you take a look at the cloud, like the word cloud, the largest mentioned tweets have been AMC, Tesla, Apple, BlackBerry. You do have Bed Bath and Beyond, BBBY, Palantir. GM&F were actually doing quite well this week. General Motors and Ford still have Fubo and Tiger doing also huge. You've got Blink. I'll read to you the few things, no? You've got, of course, the airlines as well, Save. You've got the airlines. You still have Workhorse, which is a short candidate. You're seeing some cryptocurrency names like OSTK still being shorted and traded. But in general, CellH, which is going all-time high, the Monster Energy drink company. But in general, you could see that the market's majority moves have been meme stocks, specifically AMC. You could see Tilray is getting a lot of love when it comes to mentions. Sundial, Skills, Nvidia goes all-time highs. Goldman Sachs goes all-time highs. Amazon is still there in the talks. But definitely, these are what is moving specifically in the forums. So these are just some of the Twitter posts. AMC, GME, Dogecoin, Sundial, Stonks, Crypto, Humanity. So you're really seeing that asset classes have huge correlation. I think there were some investors or some managers who used to say that crypto had no relation with stonks. Well, guess what? It is actually a world that is highly correlated. And the crypto drop actually gave the fuel for the meme stonks crowd to go up. So it was actually a mania after crypto fell. Indeed, the stonks actually benefited and might continue to benefit. And we'd argue that it still hasn't ended. Now, the CEO of AMC knew how well to capture this phenomenon, and he even went to Twitter calling his followers apes. a nickname for retail investors who are part of the Wall Street's group on Reddit, to get a first-hand sense of what AMC retail investors are saying. There was an AMC Investor Connect. They gave some free popcorns to all the AMC shareholders. And the CEO also recently updated them on a stockholders meeting this July 29 on the movie theater chain's planned new theatrical releases. Now, we do know that 2021 is the year of the reopening, but this year of the reopening has benefited AMC quite magnanimously, about 500% up in just about 2 weeks. So as you well know, Dahlia and Wanda unloaded the shares, and when those shares went out, it went to a lot of 3 million so far. I think 3 to 4 million individual investors holding 80% of the shares out in the public, and then the 20% are the institutions. AMC has been surging amid the pandemic after the closure of theaters forced the company into a cash crunch. Now the company has reopened 98% of their locations since March, expecting the rollout of COVID vaccines in the US and the release of the blockbuster movies to boost the sales this year. I'd say that Fast and the Furious 9 on June 25 is getting a lot of attention. So this is Adam Aaron, and you can see just how do you love movies. He's also the CEO of some traditional companies like Starwood Hotels, Norwegian Cruise Lines, Ville Resorts, and even Philadelphia 76ers. So this was an actual tweet wherein special shareholder rewards for those who patronize AMC theaters will get you AMC Stubs benefits. You sign up, you register as a stockholder, you get an initial free large popcorn, and more than 500 million AMC shares changed hands in a typical week. And they sold actually 11.5 million shares, and they felt that that was a responsible way to raise capital and arming AMC with a lot of cash by doing that. Now you can see that a lot of retail investors continue to be Diamond Hands, AMC Jimmy, BlackBerry, Bed Bath & Beyond, Naked Brands. These are just some of the ape stocks. And you can see this is a roller coaster. AMC rides a stock roller coaster after a $587 million share sale, basically allowing AMC to get rid of all of their debts. So AMC finally is actually out of a zombie company because of this meme stock attack. Cinema Chain raises money to cut their debt loads, funds a turnaround. Investors are using the moment to take profit after a 30x gain. Indeed, AMC started something like $2 in the first, about a year ago. It's now $70, more than 35x gain. So AMC cashes in, company's happy. While the retail could be a bag holder for those who haven't sold yet. So this is what a conflicted sales pitch looks like. Aaron, the CEO, said, "We are selling new shares of stock. Don't buy them unless you can afford to lose all of your money, and also some free popcorn." AMC Entertainment, it's almost ironic, right? Like, okay, you can buy the shares if you want. $62, the most expensive popcorn in the world if you want to. The beleaguered theater chain that made the pitch sold over $500 million or $600 million on Thursday in just a matter of hours, quickly being eaten by the market with a volume of as much as 300 million shares. Recall that it was a company which was on the verge of bankruptcy a few months ago. In fact, all the bankrupt stocks have been surging more than 10x. Hertz, if you remember, Hertz actually rallied strongly more than 10x after the used cars was actually able to sell and liquidate more than 5x of the actual amount, even after liquidation. If you bought near the lows, it was like 10x. So the label for a group of wildly volatile stocks becoming favorites of small traders who loosely organize online to push up the prices. We believe that recent volatility and current market prices reflect market dynamics unrelated to our underlying business, and investors who are willing to risk should lose all or are willing to lose all or a substantial portion of their investments. Approximately more than 3 million. I counted some articles say that it's about 4 million shares individually hold about 80% of AMC shares. In fact, when we studied, indeed, Robinhood retail investors, about 7% of the entire Robinhood account owns owns AMC and GME. So definitely, the Robin Hooders are actually trumping all the fund managers making more than 10x, 20x, 30x, because that analysis was even before the move. So that was like January stuff. So we intend to communicate often. I'm keeping my shares. One commenter wrote in Wall Street Bets, I like popcorn. So AMC plans to reward retail investors with free popcorn and exclusive screenings. Take note too that Bitcoin falls after Elon Musk tweets a breakup meme. So I'm gonna share to you what's been happening in the markets. EMC popping up since January. And let's take a look at the charts. Virgin Galactic, also a recipient beneficiary of the pops, from about $17 to as much as $35, or over 100% in just a couple of weeks. So 130% from the lows after it sent spaceships, this human space flights. Now, to add into the mix, the market right now, like in crypto in general, is going down as Elon Musk tweeted a breakup meme. Bitcoin fell just after a tweet, and it looks like this continues to go down. And with this drop on crypto and with a sell-off in this shares, since even here during May, you could see that this was a catalyst for the meme stocks to continue higher. So the drop in the drop in crypto made a flow into the memes. And this is actually still ongoing. Therefore, if I were a betting man, crypto will continue to fall as long as the meme stocks will continue to rise. Okay, and as if this was a sequel of the GameStop mania that gripped in January, Reddit has focused their collective financial power in an effort to lift the share prices of a few favorites, such as BlackBerry, which is a secondary meme stock appearing to be also a beneficiary. So you've got also a lot more companies now. The money is on GameStop, beating Wall Street on its own game. I think we should stop calling them the money. It's just a huge money flow. It's not called the money if it's always beating you 10x, 20x, right? It's not called the money. It's just huge money flow. And it's what you call the thrill-seeking money or FOMO money. So GME went up actually here. We mentioned actually a buy signal somewhere at about $160, seeing that surge of interest in about May 17. It continued going higher all the way to about $280. Some profit taking, of course, at about $260, but you could see that people are generally highly profitable on this movement. Now, take a look as well with AMC Entertainment from about $12 all the way to surge about $70. Yes, on that share sale, it did drop to 35, but you could see that even at 35 and 60, that is a magnanimous 400% move for the early buyers here, which was around May 17 or even during May 26, where we indicated still more pump actually happening. Although I'd argue some people might have sold at $30 thinking, well, it's good enough, not thinking that it can go higher and further. So, however, you could actually see that last night, GME and AMC were actually already falling. This is the actual chart of AMC, $72 falling 35, rallied, but looks like it's getting distributed from about $68. So going down. So also the same thing happening, BlackBerry surging. Take note, this was May 26. We were seeing that quiet move. In Inner Circle, we've been discussing about the anatomy of a squeeze happening on high short interest ratios and particular names like BlackBerry, which had a nostalgia feel. So this is actually already a cybersecurity name, not necessarily a mobile phone company, but because the market wants to surge all companies that had a nostalgia effect, BlackBerry and Nokia actually got that surge. This one went from $8 to $20. Nokia didn't go much up, like about $5 to $5.60. So this was more of a beneficiary, but already being taken profits as well. Take note that the peak volume also coincides with perhaps the peak euphoria. So when the volume is surging so far about 10x rather than normal, this was still below volumes. When it's already surging, it actually shows you a lot of profit taking. In BlackBerry last night, 19 all the way to $16 from about $8 or 100% pop. Of course, some people don't buy the stocks. They're actually buying the BlackBerry call options, which we would argue would have gone 10x as well, because call options would be more volatile, and as can be seen on current options activity, it looks like the retail traders are actually buying the BlackBerry call options during that time and made a killing. So retail redditors are making money quite significantly. So these are the volumes you're noticing. 5 to 27, there was an initial surge. This is actually a round two repeat. So there was a precursor, and this is just more of a repeat. So Bank of America even released a report of the short interest floats on Reddit stocks to watch. AMC, GME, Space, Beyond Meat, ATH, only because, well, the name sounds nice, all-time high. ASO, Academy Sports and Outdoors, Antero Midstream, Zillow Group, Plug Power, seeing some short interest float. Most option volume, if you take a look at weekly options activity, BlackBerry, Sundial, Tilray, Rocket Loans, GE, Bank of America getting a lot of buying action as well. So we'll actually explore those charts. Also, marijuana getting a lot of loving. So let's take a look at each of these names. We have been arguing that Tilray bottomed out after an 80% drop. Take note that this is a primary beneficiary of many factors. The short squeeze move, that is a short squeeze move, higher volumes happening on higher prices. You've got the catalyst on the MORE Act, or the marijuana decriminalization law or bill getting signed into law, plus the fact that it was really a beneficiary in the past, with Tilray surging almost 10x from about $5 to actually $60. Actually, not almost, but actually more than 10x. So this was also a beneficiary. Take note, all of them have a precursor. This was Sundial trading from 58 cents all the way to $4. If this is a repeat, it could have been 70 cents all the way to about $2 or 140 as a minimum. So far, 100%. Could it go another 100% further? Looks like with that momentum, either a consolidation could happen, but it looks like buyers on the dip here at about $1 are very much still on the rise. So we don't really see a strong reason for these to reverse anytime soon, as continuation surge are still happening even on the forums, and the surge comes from still the crypto mania flowing into these meme stocks or pot stocks. If you also take a look on Sundial, institutions are also getting in with the action. As of March 31, prior to the pump, we could see that a lot of them are actually buying into these meme stocks. Below $1, you could see that there are a lot of institutions loaded up during this quiet phase. So there's as much as so many shares actually all owned by institutional purchases. In a previous quarter, 14 million, 55 million, or a 300% increase in institutional ownership on Sundial, which tells you that the pump is actually catalyzed by a lot of institutions joining in with the retail, which tells you that it could be a pump and dump story, but if institutions don't want to let it go, it could go 5x first before it goes down. So just like the moves here, 60 cents all the way to $4, who knows, this could go $4 or even $10. So the short interest is also so huge as it has been continuing to rise. Take note, as of May 14, 2021, the short interest is actually so huge, meaning while there are hedge funds on the long side, there's equally some hedge funds trying to short it. And the days to cover right now tells you that with so much activity, or 250 million shares, the shorts can actually cover it in a single day. So they're actually participating in the volatile arena. So those who actually went long the call options on these names actually had more than 10x explosion, because whether the stocks go up or down with the volatility rising, typically the call options or even the put options would have exploded either way. So Sundial repeats its history repeating itself. So some chartists are already seeing that the first fractal, second fractal during November and December, that was just the start. And then the third fractal, which was very strong. After that full reset during these last few months, we argue that since May was the bottom, it could be that June will be a meme stock galore, wherein 1x, 2x, 3x in just a month, or even 10x could actually happen. We really have to assume that this has further legs to go up rather than to go down. And with marijuana stocks actually getting a lot of catalysts, take note that Amazon announced that it supports the federal legalization of marijuana. The company is revising a controversial workplace policy. Critics has been using it to keep employees working at a breakneck pace. Federal cannabis legalization are reintroduced in the House. Human Rights Watch are urging Congress to support the MORE Act, and Amazon is all behind the marijuana legalization. We do believe that a successful legalization of the Marijuana Act will mean a surge for all the pot stocks. And take note, we've been seeing all of them go up, whether it be Clever Leaves going from 7 to 11, Afria, which merged already with Tilray. Now, even if Tilray, which has the highest cost, you'll notice that ACB, Sundial, and Tilray are not necessarily the cheapest production growers, and that might be a fundamental reason why people are actually shorting Tilray and Sundial and ACB. Nonetheless, the fundamentals wouldn't matter when people want to push you up. So it could be a pump and dump move, but how high could the pump be? My argument is, if you go to history, the pump is more you could be more lucrative joining the pump and also consequently the dump eventually. But I don't see a dump happening anytime soon, not in the near term. And for the people who are actually just going along the weed is actually a Canadian name, which is CGC, Canopy Growth Corporation. Just last night, Benzinga conference, Tara of Canopy Growth just mentioned $1.5 billion opportunity with CBD for beverages and all of their CBD infused lines. That it makes me see that when you're just strictly looking at the charts, take note, the weed went from about 226% here in the first move. This was when Kamala Harris and Biden got that we knew that the House will actually approve more. And now, what more with the confirmation of more? So could it be that if this was 200%, a 100% move is coming? The answer is, my bet is on the long side. So we are long weed. The Marijuana Opportunity Reinvestment and Expungement Act, also known as the MORE Act, is a proposed piece of U.S. federal legislation that would decriminalize or deschedule cannabis from the Controlled Substances Act and enact various criminal and social justice reforms related to cannabis, including the expungement of prior convictions. So if you were convicted before for selling weed, you will be out of prison. Introduced in 2019, the U.S. House of Representatives passed the bill on December 4, 2020, and marking the first time a chamber of Congress approved legislation to end federal marijuana prohibition. So this means that long and strong weed. You've got the short interest, you've got that huge reset. What more can you ask for? Perfect alignment of the stars, long and strong. Now, there are also some names that is not necessarily a weed play, but we've seen it happen before. This was a pump and dump move early part of the year. Naked Brands is a lingerie play. Not necessarily better than Victoria's Secret of L Brands, not necessarily better than a lot of your like Fenty, Rihanna's Fenty. But either way, people still played it like a lingerie retail play. So, from 20 cents went to as much as $3 or 16x in 2 days. And when we're seeing the volumes here, it just shows to us that the meme stocks are very much, money has been flowing straight into the memes. So this like 40 cents to 90 cents or $1, all the volumes have been surging. And when you see volumes unusual like that, it doesn't actually tell you to stop. It just tells you to actually buy more on dips or even participate. That doesn't tell you any, that doesn't give you any stop. It just tells you that it goes higher. Now, Zomedica is also a meme stock play. This is actually a veterinarian OTC name. Small cap, micro caps have been rising along with the end of crypto. What's been happening is meme stocks galore, micro cap stocks galore, something that Awesome10X loves because we do love micro caps and meme stocks and short squeeze plays. Take note here, 20 cents all the way to $3 or a 15x move. We're seeing last night quite a huge move on Zomedica. The first jump from about 80 cents to $1, a 25% move. Could it go back to $1.30 or even $2? So I'd say that let's assume it just goes here to $1.80. Guys, that would be 100% move. So I think that with the surge in volume, my experience, guys, is that dips are still being bought. There is a lot of FOMO money that remains on the sidelines that wants to get into the meme stocks galore. It's possible that this money is becoming greater because crypto is falling and falling. The more crypto falls, my guess is it's just going to go further and further to these names. Now, with Bed Bath and Beyond, while last night was a bloodbath and beyond, I'd say that people love this. We were actually saying to buy Bed Bath and Beyond, knowing that the GME AMC craze was happening, and this was the first move of Bed Bath and Beyond, where 17, $18 rose to about $55. I'd argue, actually, I thought that 24 was just going to go 30. We were pleasantly surprised. It went about 45. Some of us sold perhaps at about $40. Either way, at $30, it looks to be more of a buy again the dip rather than selling. I mean, while you might think that selling at $30 before was a sell because of resistance, it looks to me that BBBY is not Bloodbath and Beyond, but like Bed Bath and Beyond give you money again. It's like that type of volume looks like dips are to be bought. That is still a buying mode. And with some reopening themes that we also like, take note that it looks like Carnival and Norwegian cruise lines are still going to go to the moon. This is also a favorite Reddit stock play. Airlines, cruise liners, these were Dave Portnoy plays as well since last year. And ships ahoy. President Biden signs a new bill into the law to allow cruise ships to sail to Alaska in 2021. This actually happened May 24. And as expected, President Joe Biden signed a new bill into the law allowing cruise ships to sail to Alaska this year. And late on Monday, President Joe Biden already signed H.R. 1318, the Alaska Tourism Restoration Act. With so many of the companies that Biden supports, infrastructure, traditional industries, we are seeing actually that the Redditors are actually in the right side of the trade. And this is actually a long-term mover, or rather maybe even if it's a short-term mover, well, it's on the upside. The path of least resistance is for it to go up 50% rather to go down. I'd argue that at $30, it's going to go 45 rather than 15. So these are all up, and up. So whether you're buying Carnival call options or buying Carnival stock, Awesome10X says, go apes, long. NCLH, also long. It's been going up. We're seeing an uptrend. A 70% rally is perhaps coming, still from 25 to 45. So whether it happens in a short span of time or it happens in the next 6 months, we are long and strong the reopening. And these will still continue to go higher. My view is that these $5 players, $8 players are going to go, I'm not sure how high, but my guess is this is where the majority of the crypto flows are going into. Airlines dropping are not a problem to me. Delta Airlines, United Airlines. Last night, actually, there was news that the airlines are wanting to increase their their orders because some of the airlines are gonna have some Airbuses expired. So actually, it's positive for your Boeing. So the drop in airlines are to me more of a buying entry. Even weed stocks going down is just a profit-taking move. Bed Bath and Beyond falling last night was simple profit-taking because of the AMC share placement. You see it going flags, it's on the uptrend. Now let's assume that you want cannabis ETF and you like the ticker symbol YOLO, just like the ATH symbol. I'd argue that some retail investors, because they're not necessarily sophisticated, would really buy, or rather maybe they are too sophisticated. This is called the second derivative, buying what other people will definitively buy because of the nice ticker symbol. YOLO is going to get bought, just like what happened with Ethan Allen Interiors because the ticker symbol was F. I mean, it sounds like Ethereum. So YOLO, you only live once, is really going to majorly, in my view, benefit with the weed stock play. This is a weed stock ETF, $12 rally to $32, a nice retest. It is still an uptrend. Looks like 18 goes $30. If I'm a betting man or a woman, this goes 50% higher. Let's take a look further. The marijuana ETFs, MJ. Well, if you don't want to choose whether I'm going to buy Tilray, Aurora Cannabis, Kronos, CGC, will I buy Trulieve, will I buy Iro Wellness, which cannabis stock I buy? Some retail investors might play MJ itself. They'll play MJ, THCX, or even YOLO. So MJ, nice ticker symbol, sounds like Michael Jordan, sounds like marijuana, Mary Jane. 10 goes to 34, 18 goes to $30. Urban One, why was it up? Well, remember the George Floyd incident before? Urban One became the people's stock for the blacks. And supporting the blacks was like supporting the freedom of Urban One. It went from about $4 to 56. It was just a pump and dump play. Eventually, this May, we are seeing another pump and dump play from about $4 again to $12. Now, it might not be as big of a pump as before, where this was the first George Floyd pump incident, but we are really seeing that when the memes want to concentrate, and you could see it anyway in unusual volumes, they can pump it all the way. 1x, 2x, 5x, 10x. There's no such thing as a target. You just play while there's a game. Now, what do I think? There is a play on Rocket. Take note, March, kaboom, there was this first foreplay, another move. If this was like orgasm, you have a foreplay and then orgasm for the climax. What is this? Start of a foreplay and then we're gonna go orgasm again. So I think that this June, with very low, with volumes ticking up here on Rocket, I've been buying some call options on Rocket. I've been buying some stocks in Rocket, not only because I really like RKT. Honestly, I think that RKT is a legit mortgage company. This is Quicken Loans of Dan Gilbert, the owner of Cleveland Cavaliers. The entire Detroit loves him. You've got rentals. We actually covered Rocket loans. I could buy Rocket simply because I like the company, as in just like Roaring Kitty. I just like the stock. Whether it goes 10x, who cares? I mean, if you go 10x, it would make us very happy. But even a 50% move is gonna make some of us already happy, not necessarily 1x, 2x, 10x. So when you see risk like this and reward as high as that, what is the proper action to take? Any decent human being would actually be along on these types of charts. And how about skills? We knew that there was a high short interest. We were mentioning this at $16. We bought some actually at about $12 before, $14. And I'd argue though that 2022, there might be resistance. So this might have actually finished the pump. I don't think that it's going to go $40 because, well, I could be wrong, but while I am of the view that 16 below is okay, DraftKings and Skills are legit companies that might not get squeezed too much because you've got ARK Invest that could sell shares if they want to, if it goes up too much. So there's really a lot of shares that could be a resistance, could be going up 24, 26, but there will be shares unloading. As of CCIV, I think that there will be a pump. We saw high short interest. Everyone loves Pete Rawlinson. And with these SPACs, a retail favorite, Lucid Motors, going down 70% from $60 all the way to 18. We see that double bottom at 18, a rally to 24, 23. Looks like the people thinking that 23 is a resistance are going to get shocked when this breaks above that resistance. This could actually go flag mode from about 23, 22. A flag and then straight up to about $30 to $34. I think the resistance of CCIV is somewhere in the $34 zone. Now, if you're gonna ask me, Fubo TV, another crowd favorite, retail favorite, another high short interest candidate, with streaming services and sports really taking off. You're in an NBA playoff. You have all the recipes for sports stocks to go up, whether it be DraftKings, Penn National Gaming, I'd even argue Score Media and Genius Sports. So although some of our ideas haven't quite materialized as well, like Penn is still sleeping at $80, Genius Sports is sleeping at $21, SCR is still at $17, DraftKings did well at $50. Nonetheless, I think that you've got leeway for more pumps than dumps. Any drops of a Fubo TV would continue to still be bought. Yesterday was a flag mode. You saw that these people got in on the action, this profit taking. This looks the way that CCIV is actually. The people who tried to think that $22.50 was a resistance got broken out like a wham, resistance breakout. So you've got this initial move, a profit taking move, flag, boom, and then this another flag, another way up. I think the move of Fubo TV drops about $25 are still gonna get bought on the way up to another 40-50% up to about $36. Leeway for AST Space Mobile. I mean, if you like space, Virgin Galactic, how about satellites and broadband connectivity? What I like about ASTS is that we do believe in internet and space. Who doesn't love Starlink satellites of Tesla? And Rakuten AMT American Tower has definitively been partnered with AST Space Mobile. So I'd argue that after that 70% drop on AST Space Mobile, it's still within the zone of discount from $10 back. This one, in my view, has low risk, high reward. This $8 could go to 10 or even 12 or even 14. So with such a huge upside, I got in at $7.50, $7.60. I'd buy more if you'll ask me. With volume surging up, I think that AST Space Mobile is literally going to the moon. Nice ticker symbol, Space Mobile. Nice ticker symbol. It plays with the realm of the Reddit plays. If you notice, the stocks that went to the moon were, in fact, even the moon ETF could be traded on the upside because of just a sexy name, because its name is Moon. Yeah, I would argue that take a look at these names. Well, Moon is actually an innovative company. They've got plays on Vuzi, a lot of cancer therapy plays like NanQuest. But I think what people are buying there is not necessarily the contents. Sometimes people can buy just the ticker symbol. So I think like the sexy ticker symbols that people love are, in terms of hype, since we're talking about the meme stock criteria, ASTS will move up, Sundial will move up, YOLO could move up, MJ because of the nice ticker symbol, Weed, which is also a play with CGC, nice ticker symbols. Naked went up because, well, the ticker symbol was naked, right? Sometimes it's just as easy as that. You don't need to think too much, analysis paralysis. Ride was a function of short interest. Everybody knew that Workhorse and Lordstown lost a significant client, which was USP. But with volume striking up, Reddit actually controlled the tape. And you could see that move in the unusual volume. 6 went to 14. This one I'd avoid, but it's obvious that this was a function of beneficiary of the Reddit squeeze. Nicola even went up, just to let you know. It means that the squeeze had nothing to do with fundamentals. Frauds can even go up. So bad news can trigger stocks to go up. Not necessarily good news. Workhorse went up 140%. This was, in my view, arguably a short squeeze play. Just like what's happening with Plug and FCell. Let me show you the charts of Plug and FCell. Plug V-shaped move from about $18 to $30, even with some accounting related scandals or reinstatements. FCell V-shaped, but not high volume, no. So far, I think the fuel cell plays might not have a huge short interest, but I'd argue that they are benefiting, just like Blink did. The charging station Blink, this one I'd argue was a beneficiary of a short interest squeeze. So that was a V-shaped move. Some more squeeze plays happening. This is where I'm betting upon QuantumScape. Yep. So very, just like Rocket Loans, low risk, high reward. This one looks good. Why would people love QuantumScape? Who doesn't want solid state lithium batteries? So these are actually gonna be a part of the EV SPACs. Nice criteria, 80% down, huge short interest, and huge volumes. Unusual volumes on the low here tells me that 28 to 24 is a huge accumulation. The accumulation could have happened with institutional itself, just like how we detected Sundial was getting accumulated, and we made a buy call at 75 cents. So with this type of setup, just like what we felt with EHang, this is in my view gonna go at least $40. So stay long and strong with your QuantumScape. You should be buying more at $28. If ever it falls $28 below, should be still a buy. We're seeing Agora. The pump initially here was the Elon Musk going into Agora during the GME squad, wherein he grilled Robinhood CEO during a clubhouse, which triggered this move from about $40, $35 to as high as 110. Well, I'm not sure if Elon Musk is gonna go back to Clubhouse for another session. I think the market seeing this volume, plus the fact that, well, we don't necessarily like API just because it's a meme stock. We do know there's a high short interest, but with double bottoms, quadruple bottoms, here at about $35 to $40, the risk is small, the reward is huge. These are the kind of bets that I take. So Agora, Rocket Loans, QuantumScape, weed related names, because I want it already. It doesn't take me difficulty to push more buys, knowing that there's also Reddit behind it. These stocks, I don't have it, but just showing to you the power of the squeeze. This was Express going from $1 to 14, $3 to $7, 100% move. With these types of profitable pumps, I think that you will finish strong this Friday, weekly close. And with meme stocks galore, this does not necessarily mean the end of a bull run. It just tells you that this is a crypto flow money. This was a crypto money flow, because the people who would enter these types of trades are not necessarily your mom. I don't know if it's a mom and pop. I don't think so. I think the people who frequent Reddits are mostly in the crypto zone of about 35-year-old males and females. So it's the young crowd, or even like 17-year-old, 18 years old. I don't know, like very young. Now, ATH, AHT's been going up. So $2 to $6, strong surge in volume, unusual volumes. Cost Corporation, strong move in the past from about, it was a 10x move. So what's happening is people are looking for a repeat, like round one and then round two. So I'd say that more and more people are voyeuring rather than getting scared. Just like what happened perhaps with crypto, the movements never scared anyone. Volatility never scared anyone. Volatility was more of a attraction, if you'd call it. Microvision was a huge, well, some people would call it as a short squeeze, and I'd argue it was. January, $2 to 24 of a 10x move. We like MVIS, wearables, LiDARs as well. So it's just a happy thing to know that strong surge here, another strong surge here, 10 to 28. Could it be that MVIS at 18 is going to go back to $28 or even all-time highs? Because I'm seeing high short interest on MVIS. I'm still on the long and strong squad here. MVIS, with MVIS strength, it tells me, guys, that MAN strength was not a fluke. Any dips here would be bought. Strong volume surge there, 250 to 4. That was just like a test buy or like test pump. I'd argue that this was the first pump, kaboom. $1 to $5, a reset to $2. 2 to 4 was a test pump. And then the next move would be, I don't know, 3 to 6 or even all-time highs. But my bet, guys, is that these are very long and strong moves. MAN is more of a buy. MAN is still a buy. Vuzi, the wearable squad, it's gonna go higher. Like this one is 4 to 30 or 3.4 to $30 or almost a 10x move. After this 50% drop, Guys, I think Vuzi is gonna go as high as $30. If I'm not sure if it's gonna go 30, but all signs point to high. All signs are aligned. Path of nearest resistance is to go up, then down. Dips are gonna be bought. Open, dips are gonna be bought. In my view, this 10x move from about $1 to 13, this was the reset. That was the V-shaped rally. Where's the next move? The next move, guys, is to kill the shorts. Another 50% or 100% higher from $7.50 to $10. Because so many people are extremely fearful. If you look at actually sentiment, we know that this is not a euphoric stage. No, people are so fearful. I look at people, we are long on conviction because people are not positioned. You get my point? Not a lot of people are positioned correctly. That's why I'm actually margined on the long side. And I'm not really taking profits. I'm also that ape that's not selling. Jaguar Health, take note, kaboom. These are the types of movements that happen in January and February. And if we're getting that round, wow. I think what happened here was after the move here, the reason why it dropped was because it went to crypto. Well, since crypto fell, what happens next? Back to the memes, back to the microcaps. So my argument is it's going to go up. Virgin Galactic moves up, reset when crypto was going up, and then back up. So I think that this was just simply crypto, meme stocks, crypto, meme stocks. Meaning, if you're gonna ask me when will this meme stocks go down, it's only when crypto bottoms. But since I can't see crypto bottoming out yet, it means that meme stocks will go up this June. Can it go higher in July? Perhaps. So I don't know about you, but that's how I'm betting my positions. Long and strong, the meme mania. And with crypto falling, it just means go long the